Famous old club, an award-winning new stadium and a team turning back the clock. Promotion into the Premiership as realistic a target as a place in the last 8 of the FA Cup. Well, striker Andy Booth wasn't born when Huddersfield dropped out of the old First Division 24 years ago, but 43 goals in a season and a half are helping to reawaken this sleeping giant. And two familiar names in Huddersfield's lineup. Number 5, Lee Sinnott, played for Watford in the 1984 FA Cup final. And number 8, Lee Makel, who made half a dozen appearances in the Premiership this season with Blackburn. Wimbledon are seeking their second FA Cup win in the space of 5 days, with the same team that beat Middlesbrough 1-0 in Tuesday's replay, with Mick Harford again asked to fill a role in midfield. Referee Paul Alcock of Red Hill. And the last time Huddersfield reached the quarter-finals was the same season that they dropped out of Division 1 and subsequently fell as far as Division 4. But the rebuilding is well underway, and Wimbledon will be in for quite a scrap this afternoon. Cowan to lift this first throw deep into the penalty area. Bullock comes underneath it. Darren Bullock. And his mark is Rowe! What a dream start! And what a mistake by first Chris Perry and then Neil Sullivan. The Huddersfield trainee, whose career here nearly came to an end, he got free of Chris Perry and then he poked it right through the legs of Sullivan. Koku. Harford let it run to Cunningham. Holdsworth at the near post. It's a good flick on Gale. Well, they're continuing to carve 1 or 2 chances, the Premier Division side. And Dean Holdsworth, they're one of the substitutes. Been out for 15 games. They don't look too worried at the moment. Kimball will take it. Leonardson hits it very well. Cracked off the woodwork, and that's as close as they've come. The Norwegian international came initially to Wimbledon on loan, and then the move became permanent. He'd beaten Francis, but didn't wake the woodwork. Harford into Gale. Just not able to get the ball to the front players at the moment, Huddersfield. Koku. Well, it's a great ball in by Kimball. Harford stretched, didn't make contact. And still they're a goal down, Wimbledon. He hasn't yet scored this season, Mick Harford, but he steered that one very well. Now Huddersfield at last managed to break out. Here's Reed. Rowe comes out of the middle. Dalton's header. Well, he smiles, he met it quite well. Well, it's ruled out. Paul Alcock standing his ground, and the linesman on this near side decides that Koku must have been offside. Cut back by Dean Holdsworth. Well, he seemed to come from an onside position, but of course the linesman always has the best view of it. Made room for himself. Koku, shot was blocked, and again, and blocked a second time. Huddersfield continue to live very dangerously, and here's Booth, gets away. from Reeves. And it was Chris Perry, the other centre-back, who got in the telling tackle. And maybe Andy Booth has been told by his manager at half-time to be just a little bit more direct. We didn't see much of the quality which has brought Premier scouts here in number. Makel wasn't well directed. Neither was that. Reed. Booth brings Makel back into it. Here's Rowe. Gale put it out, so Huddersfield have the corner. Well, Wimbledon have needed replays in each round of the Cup so far. They drew away in the third round and the fourth round at Watford and Middlesbrough, and then won each of the replays by 1-0. Holdsworth back to help. Oh, it's a great header! Huddersfield lead by 2-0, and would you believe it, it's the left-back Tom Cowan. What on earth is he doing popping up there? A real stunner for Wimbledon, and a super goal. He got airborne early, and he redirected it perfectly. A player who they signed from Sheffield United. He spent 3 seasons with Rangers up in Scotland, although he was never a regular choice for the Rangers' first 11. That's his 3rd goal of the season, and what a corker. Leonardson, well, that was the chance to knock the confident smile off the face of Huddersfield. Again, Wimbledon do everything but score, and surely Leonardson should have done. And as an immediate response to that second Huddersfield goal, it couldn't have been better timed. Well, Huddersfield have been in the quarter-final of the FA Cup only twice in the last. Leonardson. Andy Clark. Ikoku! They've pulled one back. And the surprise really is that it's been so long in coming. They've had so much pressure, Wimbledon. And Ikoku with that goal in the 65th minute. So it's going to be a test of Huddersfield's resolve over these last 25 minutes. It's the first goal they've conceded in just over 4.5 games, and now Joe Kinnear much more agitated. They're searching balls. Harford knocked it down for Leonardson, and it's another one that's gone over the top. Again, there are 5 to look for in the penalty area. Andy Clark's one of them. Over the top. Harford! Well, Wimbledon will pile on the pressure. Here's Leonardson, well struck. It's stuck, that was the important thing for Steve Francis. 1 or 2 have squirmed away this afternoon. Had to be put out of the FA Cup, or are they? Ikoku. They certainly won't go down without a fight. Ikoku trying to make room for a cross, and he has. It's over Francis, but fortunately for Huddersfield it's over the attackers too. Kimball. Earl's waiting. Harford takes loose. What a desperate scrap. And listen, the cheers as Dunn brings it out. Well, he's adding plenty of time. We're into a 3rd minute of stoppage time. But there were 2 quite long breaks for injuries to Huddersfield players. Here's Leonardson. That's Bullock, goes in powerfully, but he's conceded a corner. Well, your heart will go out to Huddersfield if they concede a goal here. No disrespect to Wimbledon, but they're so close to the glittering prize. There seem to be more attackers than defenders. It's in! Ikoku! Oh dear! Well, you have to say credit to Wimbledon, really. There was nothing left on the clock, and they just put virtually everybody into that penalty area. There were more red shirts than striped ones. And Francis came, and there were just too many players in front of him. He didn't get it. Defender on the line got a touch, but it was up into the roof of the net. And after 2.5 minutes of stoppage time, Wimbledon have taken the scoreline to 2-2, and as they did in rounds 3 and 4, look as if they've forced a replay, and they won the other two against Watford and Middlesbrough. And Huddersfield's dream afternoon, well, it's still an achievement surely at 2-2, but it might have been so much more. And there's the final whistle. It's a heartbreak afternoon. They scored early in each half, Huddersfield. Credit to Wimbledon, who kept them under pressure throughout the 90 minutes. And in the end, it was that pressure that told. It was just a corner too many, really. And Wimbledon pushed everybody forward, everybody but the goalkeeper, it seemed. And Ikoku's second goal of the match gives Wimbledon a draw that just didn't seem likely.